Hello, beautiful people of the Munda. How y'all doing? This is your girl, Divine Karma, with Deck to Start with Spirit. How are y'all? I send you peace, light, love, and harmony, as I always do about this time. Why? Because Divine Karma loves you, baby. All right? Put your fingers on that subscribe button for your girl, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Oh my goodness, I'm channeling Yeshua right now. I've been channeling Yeshua since yesterday, off and on, who y'all call Jesus. So we are going to let this channel come through. If you work with Yeshua, if you work with Jesus, I'm not talking about religion, I'm talking about the being himself. All right. This is a message from Yeshua. All right. Whew. And the energy is very, very, very heavy. Yeshua, Jesus, you are welcome here. Let's enjoy this channel from the freedom fighter himself. One more card. Yeshua, you are welcome here. Spirit, speak to me, through me, and for me. All right. Channel message from Yeshua, Jesus. Ooh, number 15, which is a six, the trickster, ego and excess. There's an energy around with this trickster about who Source is and who Jesus or Yeshua is to you, right? There's an energy of many people have said, you know, who he is. Many people have written about who he is, but what is he to you in a sacred manner, right? There's this energy of, your ego will tell you one thing. The media can, the books, the people, the secret societies, the Bibles, the whatever books, which with this excess I'm channeling, like Yeshua is saying, there's so much excess information about who I am, right? And please understand, people, I don't do religion. I'm connected to the divine consciousness, God, Allah, Buddha, Yah. I just call it the divine. I'm connected to the energy. And I channel and read and study and learn about different prophets, So Yeshua, who y'all call Jesus, is a very sacred energy and person to me. Like I said, I don't do religion, so don't take it as that. But there's this energy, like I said, I've been channeling him since yesterday. And there's this energy of who is he to you? Yeshua was a freedom fighter, right? And there's this energy of so many people have, with this trickster energy, has put a message from their own interpretation out into the world and, into society. When he was a freedom fighter, he moved in love. Then, like I said, this is me channeling, him. It's like me and him are sitting at a round table right now, and it's like, who is he to you? See, religion has, in an excess way, caused people to have this image of who Yeshua was or who Jesus was based upon whoever wrote a book, different book. There's different books about him, right? But it's an energy, and his energy was love. You never, Yeshua was never about, I can't help you if you're not a Christian. I treat you different because you're not a Christian. Like, that was never his energy. Thank you, Yeshua. That was never his energy. And some people have gotten so caught up in, and I speak about this a lot, you're so caught up in the religion and the ideologies and the energies that different societies and scholars, and I just watched that mess with, what's that guy's name? West somebody Huff? I didn't even know who he was. And Billy Carson, and listen, At the end of the day, what is your connection to source? What is your connect? He's a prophet. Yeshua was a prophet. Jesus was a prophet, and he loved no matter what, no matter where you came from, no matter your background, had nothing to do with religion. Yeshua is saying he wasn't even a religious person. Now, if you want to believe the whole story about, he was crucified and went into if you want to believe that, that's fine. I watched a documentary years and years ago. And what was it titled? It was on, I want to say PBS, but they posted it on YouTube. When Jesus studied with the monks or something like that was the title. And the original Hindu uh, culture have always said Yeshua was never crucified. He came back to India where he was before the Bible picked him up. Him, his mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene, went back to India and he lived out his days there. So you take what resonates with you, right? But it's the energy. People have this whole ideology, Jesus, and Christ is not a person. He was Yeshua. He was Jesus. He is. Christ was his energy. And he never said that he was returning. He said Christ was returning, which is the consciousness. You've been tricked to believe that, and if you're religious and you believe that, Yeshua is coming back out of the sky on some fairy chariot, da 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 da. If that's what you want to believe, then you believe that. But Yeshua's energy is one of love, right? It was never about if you don't believe what I believe, then you're not worthy and this, that, and the third. Like I said, that's religion. That's not Yeshua. Then you have Boo Boo the Fool, possibilities and potential. When you decide to give your all, your 111% to something, to a religion, to a culture, to a faith, to a belief, right? What you give all of that attention and energy and your all to will definitely have an impact on your possibilities and potential, right? It's like if you want to believe a religion, it's going to limit your possibilities and potential. But if you want to trust in the energy and the sacred connection you have between source, whatever you call it, and the prophets and those that Yeshua, Jesus was just one prophet. But if you want to have the sacred connection between Yeshua and spirit, it's going to open your possibilities and potentials in this life tremendously. But if you want to limit yourself to this trickster energy, right, of just the religion and what they put in a book called the Bible, right, or other books. There's so many books, right? I'm going to give you, and Yeshua is giving me the go ahead to say this. I take a little bit from many books and many studies, and I take what resonates with my soul. What I don't do is put my everything into one book, one ideology, one religion, da 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 da, and then base my life and what is going to happen in my life and where my soul is going after this physical, this physical carnation that I'm in now. I don't put my everything into that. I put my everything into my sacred connection between Source, Yeshua, Buddha, Allah, the prophets, all the energies and angels and archangels and gods and goddesses that I resonate with, right? And I'm encouraging you to do the same. If you want to be religious, then that's on you. But again, this is, my video, my channeling, my energy. So everybody, I get people in the comments. If you don't agree with none of this, then go find another channel, because there's nothing that you can put in my comment that is going to deter me away from my sacred connection between Source, and Yeshua and any other gods, goddesses, and prophets that I work with. I don't worship anybody. The divine, Yeshua didn't even want to be worshipped. He said, ye are gods, and what he has done, all men can do, right? He never wanted to be worshipped. That was never his energy. I don't worship. I humble myself to my ancestors and to the entities and angels and archangels and beings that look after me, that give me guidance. I humble myself to them, right? But worship, ye are gods, is what one of the books said. So if ye are gods, and even when I channel, Isis and Osiris, I've channeled a lot, and there's this, and they've always said to me, don't worship us. We don't want that. You are a goddess just as I am. Learn the lessons, right? And then we have number 3, the matriarch. Nurture the harvest. Let me explain something to the divine feminine that's watching this. Thank you, Yeshua. Yeshua and Mary Magdalene were twin flames. If you don't know what a twin flame is, look it up. When you read different books, you will understand the love between Mary Magdalene and Yeshua. In biblical times, right? If someone transitioned, the first people, the only people that could view the body off top was either a wife or a mother. You tell me in the good book who was there first. Hmm? The word bar means to have children give birth to. Bar Simon. They had children. Had a son named Simon. Had a daughter named Sarah La Kali. Right? Divine feminine understands something. And like I said, if you're religious, that's on you. But the Bible was written, and I'm not damning the Bible. There's good lessons in the Bible. I've read it from front to back. I grew up in a Christian home. But there is a patriarch energy over the people who wrote the Bible. They created a trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. They took the divine feminine out of the whole trinity. How can you have a spiritual trinity without a divine feminine? That is a patriarch move. And I'm not a feminist. Don't get this wrong. I move in balance. My divine masculine and divine feminine, I keep them in balance. But please understand that patriarch energy that can be over a lot of religious people when it comes to that, right? Yeshua was never that. He loved his mother. He loved Mary Magdalene. He loved the divine feminine, period. Right? He was in balance. Very much so. So, I work with Mary Magdalene a lot. I channel her. Very beautiful energy. So please understand the divine feminine aspect that Yeshua held on to and the respect and love that he had for the divine feminine in his days, in his era. Now, what the people that decided to write the Bible, please understand, people actually think that, a lot of the disciples actually wrote what's in the Bible. Most of your disciples could not read or write. A lot of the stuff that's in of the Bible and other books were written by people with agendas. You can't be in the energy of the Christ, which is an energy, which Yeshua embodied, which we all should embody, the Christ consciousness, right? You cannot embody that without respect for the divine feminine, knowing when to move in your divine feminine, and knowing how to balance your divine feminine and divine masculine, and understanding you can never, ever have a trinity without a divine feminine. Which means collectively and individually, the people on this planet need to move We've been in a patriarch for a long time, and it is time for that to crumble. That's why systems are falling. Pluto has moved into the age of, into Aquarius. We are now moving into the age of Aquarius where things are going to turn. The matriarch energy is coming back to where we will be in balance. Bottom of the deck, you have number 34, which is the 7, creature of air. Father of earth, generosity, spiritual rebirth. Absolutely. I love this energy. Love, love, love. You sure is asking me, did I bring the book? I did not bring the book with me. But there is a reckoning that is coming. Thank you, Yeshua, with this speed of air and this creature of air. There is a reckoning that's coming. This is equivalent to the Knight of Swords. There's a reckoning that's coming on this planet for this belief system, for the ones that have, encouraged people, if you don't, live this way or live that way, that you're going to go to a fiery place under the earth. There is going to be an awakening and reckoning for that trickster energy that has been placed upon us. And let me please speak to brown people that are watching this. Please understand, religion was, for most of our ancestors who were slaves, some of us in this incarnation, religion was put upon us forcefully, forcefully. And it brought generations of us believing in a Trinity that did not include us, believing in a God or source or Yeshua or prophets that did not look like us. And I'm not racist. Racist is stupid. It's a business. It's dumb. It causes division. Now don't mistaken that for I don't know who I am as a brown person, because I do. But that is a that is a business. So brown people, please understand the generations of religion that has been handed down to us. A lot of it came from us being forced to believe something. Our ancestors being forced to believe in something and someone that has control over our lives that doesn't even look like us. Please understand that. I don't do race. I don't do nationality. I am that I am. Thank you, Yeshua. I am that I am. Period. Heavy message. When I channel and it's like remote viewing. It's like whoever I'm channeling is sitting in the chair with me. So you just imagine that, Jesus, Yeshua is sitting here with me. Because I am completely in a spiritual rebirth. Completely. Right? And this planet is about to be in a spiritual rebirth. And when I say spiritual, I mean connecting to source and prophet and understanding the energy and understanding that ye are God. That is the rebirth that I'm in. And a lot of people are going to find themselves in. You're sure? Give me messages, please, from this deck. Some of you channel Yeshua or Jesus yourself. You have. And I'm not talking about them people that be talking about, God put it on my heart to tell you. And, praying is one thing. Thank you, Yeshua. He's asking me to speak on praying. Praying is one thing. One, you got to be mindful of who you're praying to. Because if you're praying to some fairy man that you think is in the sky, because the divine could never be a gender, right? I don't care what nobody says about it. They want to, I think on that West Huff or whoever he is, Billy Carson debate, he was saying, spirit speaks through to us in a divine masculine energy according to the books. So listen to me, people. Thank you, Yeshua. Is this why you was channeling me, Yeshua? Because you knew this would go pop up on my feed today. You have to go by the energy, right? You have to go by the energy. If you are praying to some being that's in the sky, some fairy man in the sky, and you're wondering why things don't manifest the way that you want, it's not going to. There is no fairy man in the sky that you're praying to, right? If you are praying to, some make believe, prayer is effective. I meditate, but most people go to prayer. They go begging, asking for things. And Yeshua is, thank you. He keeps saying, like, they put in y'all book, right, that ye are God. So who are you asking these things for? Who are you praying to? Yeshua just said, everything I've done, all of you can do, right? We are all Yeshua's on this planet. We are all Jesus on this planet. All of us are. We are like, I think I heard Terrence Howard say something along the lines of, instead of trying to, figure out everything, how about we carry out Yeshua's mission, right? No, and I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about the freedom fighter himself, loving people no matter what their belief is. Yeshua was not running around trying to beat Christianity in people's heads. He was a freedom fighter. He was the one that was trying to get people to understand the power of the highest emotional frequency of love. Love for self, love for others, love for the planet, love for me. I'm vegan, so I have a love for animals. Who are you praying to is what he's saying. And it's like he's got his hands like this. Like, who are you praying to? Because if you're praying, you should be praying for remembrance. You came equipped with all the answers. There's been programming and channeling and schools and religion and all these things that has made us forget we have all the answers. Do you think Source would have sent you down here? He's laughing and he's like, who they say is my father? Yes, you're sure. But do you think Source would have sent you here not equipped with everything you need to be successful? Who are you praying to? And what are you praying for? Ask for the tool to, Spirit, I know I have the answers to, or clarification on some things. Help me remember. Show me some signs. Send my angels and guides to show up and show me, right? Bliss, trust. Most people don't even trust who they pray to. They don't. And y'all have heard me speak on this before. Most religious people don't even trust the process. And a lot of people got tested with this trust on who they say God is to them with this election. So I'm going to ask, if the election, which I don't, I think the election is a bunch of garbage. They select a president. There's nothing that can convince me. There's some people who want to continue to control everybody. There's nothing that convinced me they're going to let us decide with some counts on who we want. Come on, people. But a lot of people's trust and faith got tested during this election. So if the election didn't turn out how you wanted it to, now what? What is your reasoning? Why do you think it happened the way that it did? Why? Because most people are running around telling themselves that because the election didn't go a certain way, Things are going to be bad. Life is going to be bad now. This is going to happen. Do you trust who you call God or not? Because if you do, and if you trust your connection, thank you, Yeshua, between yourself and Jesus and whoever else you work with, archangels and angels and guides and ancestors, things of that nature, gods and goddesses, if you trust them, if you trust your sacred connection, even if you say that Yeshua is the middleman between you and source, if you trust that, help me and please help me understand. How do you think a individual who sits in a chair in a house that is painted white can override anything that source and Yeshua have in store for you because of your sacred connection between the two of them? How? A lot of people got tested. And a lot of people fail. A lot of people fail. You sure? Give me some more messages. Loyalty. Amazing. Yeshua says, you don't need to be loyal to me. Yeshua don't want you to be loyal to him. Right? If you want to believe he's coming back, that's fine. That's on you. He does not want you to be loyal to him. You know what he wants you to be loyal to? Thank you, Yeshua. He wants you to be loyal to the Christ consciousness and the energy that he taught. That is what he wants you to be loyal to, which is inside of all of us, bestowed upon him, just like it was bestowed upon us through Source, the divine consciousness, God, Allah, Buddha, Yah, whoever that is for you. That is what you're supposed to be loyal to. Loyal to your soul, loyal to love, loyal to what he stood for. You are not going to get brownie points when you leave here for being loyal to an ideology or a religion or a book that someone wrote. You will get points, so to speak, for being loyal to your soul and the energy of Yeshua and your gods and your goddesses and your angels and those who you follow, whoever prophet you follow, and your sacred energy and connection to source. That is where your loyalty lies. Yeshua, give me another card. Unconditional love, the blueprint. Well, what have I been speaking on? Do you want to spend time with Yeshua? Here's your blueprint because that's what he stood for. Unconditional love for self, for others, for everything you do in life. This planet is going through an awakening. We sit here and people teach their children about love and respect and all these things. And then every 4 years, we watch a national freaking debauchery, if that's a word, of two people that have completely taken over the TV and social media, degrading each other with commercials and you did this and you did that. A complete bullying blueprint. That's not of Yeshua. That's not of Jesus. Do you think it is? Right? That collective, they know who they are, they're going to pay for that. They're going to pay for that low vibrational energy. And a lot of you got tested and get tested every 4 years and in other arenas of your life. You cannot in one sentence tell me that you follow Jesus, that you follow Yeshua, and you move in that low vibrational energy. You can't. There's nothing on this planet that you can't make me believe that, because I know who Yeshua is. I know who Jesus is. He's a freedom fighter, and he stands for peace. He stands for love. He stands for righteousness, and not what they put in a book. It's the energy, the frequency, and vibration. He vibrates on the energy of love, and we all have that same capability in all of us. You want to talk to Yeshua? There you go. You want to channel Jesus? There you go. You want to move like Jesus? There you go. Yeshua says one more card. Truth. It's the difference between the truth and the fact, right? Everybody has their own truth. Jesus' truth was love, freedom, righteousness. Treat people how you want to be treated. Trusting your soul, trusting your sacred connection with who you call God, right? That's his truth. Now, a fact is different. You know, if you jump off a 50-story building, because of gravity, you're going to hit the ground and die. Well, transition, rather. That's a fact. But what is your truth? What is your truth? Is your truth your sacred connection between yourself and source, your soul and spirit with source, and trusting the process? Is that your truth? Is your truth knowing that Jesus, Yeshua, is the epitome of knowing thyself and loving thyself? Do many of you even know that Yeshua, that Jesus got his information? He studied at the mystery schools in Kemet, which y'all call Egypt. Where do you think he got all that information from? But he's not, thank you, Yeshua. Jesus is saying, I don't want you to walk in my truth. I walked in my truth. I was here and then I transitioned. That's why he says, what I have done, all of you can do. Walk in your truth. Trust in your sacred connection between yourself and God, or whoever source is for you. I don't care what name you give it. That is your truth. Bottom of the deck, we have hermetic and create. Love is should be your religion. I love that song by Bob Marley. A lot of us are starseeds. I believe everybody came here intentionally out of the womb to be a starseed, but many lost their way, and they can't create the reality that they want because they're walking in a program, in a channel, in the matrix. You know why people wanted Yeshua dead? Because he was the key to teaching people love and how to know themselves. That was his truth. He laughed and said, still is his truth, where he's at now. You have your truth. The thing is, are you going to walk in that truth? Stand firm in that truth. Be powerful in that truth. Yeshua is, he made sure that I said is, an amazing, powerful individual. I'm reading the Gospel of the Holy 12, and in that book, it says that Yeshua, Jesus, didn't eat meat because he had a love for animals. And when they wrote the Bible, thank you, Yeshua, when they spoke about meat, when they spoke of meat in the book, they meant of the earth, plants, seeds, the meat of the earth, is what meant flesh. You were not to eat flesh. When they spoke of fish is that's that representation of wisdom. Yeshua was trying to show his light and show his truth through wisdom. There's a lot of signs and synchronicities and things of that nature, in a lot of the books. I'm going to drop this off here, unless Jesus wants to say anything else. Oh, he was asking me to pull from my talk to heaven deck. Will do, you sure? It's not your fault. There's someone out there, you're sure Jesus is saying to tell you that you have a loved one that transitioned. It's not your fault. No matter what the circumstances were, if you were there, it's very heavy. Like maybe you were there when they transitioned. Maybe you feel like there's nothing you could have done. It's not your fault. This is a direct message from Jesus, which I prefer to call him Yeshua because the letter J wasn't even invented when he walked the earth. All right. How many more? Two more cards. Spirit, Yeshua. Okay. Some of you have a soulmate that transitioned. And Yeshua is saying just because they left here physically, no less makes them your soulmate still. Which is a soulmate doesn't have to be romantic, it can be. But your souls recognized each other from another life. Some of you have someone in heaven, someone that transitioned that was a soulmate, is a soulmate. He's laughing and he said, so that's where they say, I went to divine. Yes, that is Yeshua. Which at some point I'm sure that your soul did Jesus, but okay, back to yes. But you had a soulmate that transitioned. They have crossed over, and they are not reincarnating. They have completed their assignment here. Apparently, you were part of the assignment. All right, but they are in rest. They have what they say. Yeshua is saying what y'all call crossed over. Um, hmm. And he is also saying that whoever this soulmate is, this is resonating with, they worked with Yeshua or maybe channeled Yeshua or Jesus when they were here, but they have they have a direct lineage and so to speak with Jesus, this individual does. They may have been maybe a pastor or a priest or something like that. Yeshua said, but now that they're on his side, they know the truth about who he is, right? Yeah, I have become one of your guides. Yeshua is saying some of you have someone that has transitioned that is one of your guides. They watch over you. You may feel them. Could have been a loved, somebody you dated or was married to, whatever it is. They are one of your guides. So if you've been feeling them around you a lot. Yeshua just said something about this is for somebody specific. If you've been hearing like pans and dishes rattling in your kitchen or something like that off and on randomly, that's who we're talking about. They are one of your guides. And again, he's saying as well with this soulmate card that they have crossed over. He knows who that is. He has contact with them, and again, there's something about dishes or some dishes or pans or something rattling in the kitchen off and on. So whoever that's for will know who that is. All right, I'm going to drop this off here. Y'all know the drill. I love you, and I love it when you love me back. And I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.